Hello, this is a message from the Diaspora Watchdog blog. Like we published on our blog site, we categorically stated that we are going to talk about the charity organizations and foundations that are operating all over Nigeria, most especially in those states. We wish to put our voice and to contribute and to also inform the people, to also know that gullible people in diasporas, they are not being taken advantage of because of our soft nature. And today, we are going to enlighten people about charity organizations, and we are going to talk deeply about it so that people should be aware when they are giving to charity or foundations, they should know what it implies. And today, I would like to say that charity or foundational projects, they are really nice in our society. It helps to build our socio-economic societies. And charity are used in raising the spirit and well-being of people. With people with limitations, medical limitations, socioeconomic limitations. And these people, they need the support, and it is very crucial at this moment owing to the economic situation in our country, Nigeria. But nevertheless, we must always bear in mind that charity organizations is not a get-rich syndrome. Charity organizations is meant to help the poor and help the needy in our society. But at times it is often mistakenly believed that charitable organizations and their volunteer activities are unimportant and of little consequence to our country's economic and social system. But nothing could be further from the truth. In reality, charity activities makes a vital contribution to the economic, social, and political sector of a nation. Charity provides essential services that positively impact the life of citizens. Charity and voluntary work is also the safety value and pillar for a country's security due to the preventive measure in fighting extremism, radicalism, and criminal acts against humanity. Charity also helps in the area of empowerment and training, fighting poverty, combating social diseases such as drug abuses by our youths. But we would like to also inform you that the government is also needed to partner with charity organizations to relieve the government from some heavy financial burden in the area of the social and economic goals. But today, in our country, in our beloved states, we are faced with a lot of trials. We have been facing with a lot of trust issues regarding charity organizations. And we would like to use this medium to thank all those that have been giving one way or the others to charity organizations. We just want to thank you because your way of giving is you are giving to help and you are giving to relieve people from their burden. And the way you've helped people, and that is the way you're also going to find your helper as well. And God will make a way for all those that have been helping the needy in one way or the other. But there is something I would like to point out here. Like recently on the social media, when people are brought to the foundations, maybe they are having medical issues or maybe they are having financial issues, the people should use their private account. We are coming to enlighten the people regarding this. There is no charity organizations all over the world that we permit someone that they are going to help to put their private account numbers for people to donate on. It is never done. That is against the laws and the ethics of charity organizations. You cannot pay in money into the victim's account. It has to be, the payment must be made on the name of the foundations. And that is one thing I want you people to know. It is never done, and that can never be accepted. And secondly, we are going to let people know that charity foundations, there are lots of foundations all over the world. For instance, Red Cross is a charity organization that Red Cross has the right, because a lot of people say you cannot speak, that private individuals cannot speak against or cannot ask questions about how their donations are being spent. That question, that insinuation is very wrong. We are going to explain further to each and every one of you. Red Cross is an organization, and Red Cross demands donations from public to help. And when it does that, Red Cross categorically states, if for instance Red Cross is helping a woman that needs maybe 10 million naira, Red Cross, they are going to tell you, we need 10 million naira for Miss so and so. And they ask people to donate. And when people donate, this is one of the mistakes the foundation in Benin, in Edo State, and in most foundations in Nigeria are making. When they ask people to donate 10 million naira, when people all over the world donate, and when Red Cross gets an amount that exceeds the 10 million they are requesting for instance, they now got 50 million. This is what Red Cross will do. They will say, okay, we needed 10 million, we got 50 million. Now we are going to use 10 million for the assistance of Miss so and so for her issues she's having. We are going to keep 10 million for the Red Cross organization for logistics. And we are going to keep 30 million naira for incoming expenses that might arrive. Maybe there might be somebody else that will come further later, or there might be disaster anywhere. They are going to take from that 30 million to finance other projects that are coming. But this is one thing that we are not seeing. We are not seeing in most organizations, most foundations in Nigeria. Just imagine a foundation brings out a video and tells you, they make a video and the video is being pushed around the social media. And people in the diaspora, we in the diaspora, we love giving. When we hear stories of that nature, we are touched. We want to give. And this is one of the psychological weapons most of these organizations are using against those in diaspora, because they know we are very sensitive to issues like that. When a video comes out, someone pushes a video on social media and tells us that some woman or a man or a boy needs, for instance, 300,000 naira. This video goes all over the world and people donate. And when people send down money, at times it is times 10 of what is requested. But this charity organization never come back to the people to tell them this is the amount we got, and this is the amount we are giving to this woman, and this is the amount we are keeping for logistics, and this is the amount that we are going to save for future cases. This type of sin has never happened before. And when the donation is gotten, maybe 300, maybe 3 million was, instead of 300,000 to be paid to this woman is gotten, and the organization gets 3 million, the donors never knows anything that happens after that. And in next week, a week time, a week further, another video is pushed out again in the social media. And people are asked to donate again. And that question, it makes me and other diasporans to ask that singular question. What happened to the leftover of the first video that was made? And why is there another second video in just 1 week time? These are questions that we are all asking. And that is it. And I want this to be rectified by the charity organizations in Nigeria. When you ask people to make donation, you need to tell the people exact amount that was received, and you need to let the people know that this is what you are doing, this is how much the person is going to get, this is how much you are going to keep. Everybody knows that a charity organization needs funding. You need to know how much, you need to let the people know how much you are keeping for the funding of the organizations. And you need to tell people this is the leftover that you are going to use in case there is a recurring case again of a person that might need an assistance. I want this to be corrected. Because there are lots of issues, there are lots of social media war going on right now, and a lot of people are talking about settlement. Yeah, we need peace. Everybody needs peace. But there are issues that if we are not talking about those issues right now, it's going to be like a suspended time bomb. Because when it explodes, it's going to be very dangerous. We don't need to postpone this time bomb anymore. We need to speak about it. We need to clear ourselves about it. And when people are asking questions regarding how the charity funds are being used, a lot of people tend to say that, why are people asking? Why they are not supposed to do that? I'm going to clear the issues there. There is a charity organizations like the Bill Gates Foundations. If Bill Gates Foundation is not soliciting funds from public, nobody has a right to question Bill Gates and Melanie Gates on their foundation or how they spend their money. The reason why people cannot question them, it is because it is their own personal foundation, which is founded by their own funds. But when a charity foundation begins to solicit funds from the public, that organization has now sold himself to the microscopic eyes of the public. The public has every right, every legitimate right to know and to ask what the donations they are giving out are being spent for. Because I have read and I have seen in social media when some people ask the question, I donated this amount and I want to know how it was spent. You see some people coming to that person like a lion, like, you have no right to ask. And a lot of people would just say, oh, how much did you pay? You just paid 50 euros and you are asking what your 50 euros was used for. I'll say, for God's sake. If you get 50 euros, if you call it just a little 50 euros, do you know that there are lots of people that go hungry to bring 50 euros and give to an organization? Red Cross, for instance, Red Cross, when you pay $2 to Red Cross or $5 to Red Cross or 100 naira to Red Cross send you a publication every month to thank you for your single donation because it means a lot to them. So we must learn to appreciate those that are giving, because they are giving from the little they have. So we have no right to question the people that are giving 50 euros, 20 euros. We have no right to ask them, how much did you pay that you are asking what was your money? They have their own, they are on their own rights to know what the amount was used for. So nobody have the right to question them how little their donation was or why are they asking. We must always correct this notion. And Bill Gates Foundation is a personal foundation. Nobody can question them. But when you start soliciting money from the public should know what you are using their money for. And you see in Nigeria today, they are always using a word that is so wrong to use. A lot of people use this word like, now where person they chop. Now there the person, now where person they walk, now there is the chop. I want you to underline this word because this word has sent a lot of business-minded people out of business. Because when you open a business and you put somebody there, immediately that person starts saying this word, that person is out to ruin you. I would like to inform our people that the use of this word has frustrated a lot of people who work so hard for their money and intend to venture into business in Africa or in America, in Asia. The people they employ use this term to ruin them out of business. This word can be explained. This word can be explained. The right meaning of this word is that wherever you are working, you are being paid, and the salary that you are being paid, it's what put foods on your table. That word, it doesn't mean that where you are working, you must steal from that place. That is wrong. That is wrong. Now, where person they work, now there they chop, because that is because you are working and you are getting salary, and you are not working because you know that is, you know, because of that word that you think you can steal. It's not done. We must know that. And another thing that we must also try to speak about here is that a lot of foundations have embarked on a fraudulent act in Nigeria. Another type of fraud that we see these days regarding charity foundations in Nigeria is that a lot of them give out account numbers soliciting for donations. And when people donate to them, these same charity organizations start using the money that the people donate to them to start buying properties that have no connection with the name of the primary source why people were donating. You might have a snake skin foundation and you are saying you are helping the poor. An example I'm making. A snake skin foundation. I am donating, people are donating money into a snake skin foundation, and the founder of this foundation is taking the money to buy properties and opening businesses, and the business and the properties this person is buying is not related to Snake Skin Foundation. They are being labeled under another name. That is another fraudulent act, because when the governor or the government is coming to probe the foundation, the government cannot probe other properties the foundation has acquired, because those names on those properties, they have no connection with the Snake Skin Foundations. So these are another type of fraud that is perpetrated by most organizations and foundations in Nigeria today. We've gotten reports from the east, west, north, and south of Nigeria that organizations are buying properties that has no affiliation with the main purpose why people are donating. This is fraud. we must recognize that is fraud. If you are making or you are building anything apart and the donations you are getting from the foundation, those things and those properties you are acquiring must be linked to the name of the primary foundation where the donation is coming from, where the donation is going to. So we must not divert the funds of charity to other properties. And another thing that that we need to know, another thing that we need to know is that the habit, a foundation, a true and a genuine foundation, has every right under the charity bills, the laws. When you are soliciting funds from people, maybe somebody came to your foundation and the person is sick, the person needs an assistance, and you are soliciting money from the public. And when the public now send money for this victim, under laws, under international laws, it is very important. It is very important that the payment is not made with cash to the victim. Most organizations in Nigeria, they give, when they receive the donation, they go to the bank, withdraw the money, and they give the victim the cash physically. It is not done like that. When you are soliciting funds for a victim, you must tell the victim to go and open a personal bank account. When that person opens a personal bank account, it is then you can make a transfer from the foundation's account directly to the victim, so that tomorrow you can, when the Ministry of Civil Affairs comes to probe the accounts of the charity organization, you can boldly state that these funds were transferred from this account to the accounts of the victim. It is totally wrong for foundations to give victims money at hand in cash. It's not done. These are wrong practices. These are wrong practices we must acknowledge. We must acknowledge this type of practices. We must acknowledge this type of properties because it is not done. We have seen a lot of upsurge in videos soliciting for funds. Every week there is a brand new videos coming out soliciting for funds. And these are the area we must curb. We must curb these areas. Nobody is against any charity either. Nobody is against any charity either. Or are we here from the Diaspora Watchdog blog to dispute the essence of charity foundations? It is very good. But the act that we are here about is to inform people, to enlighten the gullible diasporans, and to kick against any act of taking advantage of any diasporans. That is our missions at the Diaspora Watchdog blog. Because we will continue to support charity organizations. But before we do that, all these things that we have stated must be established. They must be established. A charity, a genuine charity organizations must have a structure. There must be a structure. And there must be people that are running these charity organizations. There must be a body. I can't understand how a charity that can be able to raise 3 million, 4 million naira cannot be able to build a website of 100,000 naira to inform the people about their projects, to inform the people about the working structures of the charity organizations. This sends me into doubt about charity organizations like that. There are no foundations. We have to know the people. Let us know the people that are into this foundation, and let us know the people, the different tasks that they are doing. In every foundations in the world, it is segmented. There is a structure. There are structures. But most charity organizations in Nigeria, they are not structures. They are not structures. A charity organization that can be able to raise 3 million cannot afford to build a website and inform the people about their activities. We must think about that. We must think about it. We must think about it. People must, the right of people to when people are asking of transparency, transparency does not belong. Transparency is not for you and I to ask for transparency. Transparency should be the job of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. That is what they should do. And in a charity, there must be a board of trustees. Most of the charity we have in Nigeria, charity we get the foundations, they don't have board of trustees. Every charity must come from a position of integrity, perseverance, understanding, and respect. We must think about it. These are the things we must think about, because there have been some raging wars in the social medias regarding these charity organizations, a lot of fighting. But I would like to inform a little sect of people, a lot of people that knows about the Diaspora Watchdog blog. They know that we are always the blog of truth. We are the fearless blog of truth, and whatever message we disseminate to the public is fact. Is a factual message. When we are to run a charity organization, we must run it based on principles and respect. We must respect. We mustn't take anybody to be a fool. We must not run a charity as if we are running a personal business. But there is one thing every charity and every foundation must know. Charity and foundation, they are like private companies, and they must comply with corporate governance in terms of professionalism, in terms of good management, in terms of evaluation, in terms of accountability and transparency in all facets of what they are doing. They must do that. They must do that. It is very important. We should know what the charity is all about. And that is the reasons why we are giving our messages to the diasporans, so that they should know what it is all about. We thank you so much, and we appreciate all of you that have been giving. You've given from your heart for a good cause, but it is time you know why, who, and what you are giving to. It is time we have to reflect. It is time we start asking questions. Is our right? Let nobody tell you that you have no right to ask questions, because as long as that you are giving €1 to any charity organization that solicits funds from the public, you have every right to ask questions. Every charity must be transparent. This is the first part of our message. We are going to continue to enlighten our people. This area that we've mentioned on this tape must be put into practice by the foundations, by these foundations, mostly the foundation in my state, the charity organizations in my state soliciting funds from the public. They should know that they have every right of accountability to the public that are donating funds to them. Let nobody intimidate you and ask you how much did you give. You don't have any right to ask questions. That is so wrong. We are going to bring out our next tape again. We thank you so much. We thank everyone for listening. We thank all those that have been contributing to the Diaspora Watchdog blog. And to this, we want to say thank you all, and we're wishing you all a good and a wonderful weekend. And God bless you. Thank you.